the last message Andy Irons left his wife, a nightmare.
I can't deal with this. Sick. I'm throwing up in the plane. This is hell.
He said he was so sorry for everything.
One of Hawaii's favorite sons, A.I., died at the age of 32 shortly after that call from a Texas hotel room in November of 2010, losing his battle with addiction fueled by bipolar disorder, a mental illness that tortured one of the most gifted athletes of his era.
My brother was unorthodox, wild. You never knew what you were going to get.
There was sort of like two sides there, Andy. There was the side where on the beach and you're friends and, you know, you're high-fiving and talking rubbish and, you know, just joking around all the time. And then as soon as the hooter went or you're paddling out for a heat, it just switched. And it looked like he wanted to kill you.
He was that guy that was just like, everything was just like, "Ugh," but then he did it in style, and he did it with style.
Andy was all time, even though he was intimidating, you know, in events, but he was one of the most loving people I've ever known.
Andy Irons' Kissed by God could have been the film to show a generation there is a way to break the grip of addiction and rise above mental illness. He overcame a substance-fueled near-death experience at age 21 to claim 3 straight world titles. Instead, it is an important, sobering chronicle that can't be ignored.
You know, many people live highly productive lives, and for them, it's something that sort of hums in the background that may not be that disruptive. And that, yet for other people, it's hard for them to hold down a job. It's hard for them to form and sustain relationships. People don't understand you. You can feel different from other people. It makes it so difficult to just figure out what you need to do.
There was no write-ups about it, you know, nobody talked about it other than behind closed doors, you know. I remember feeling like I wish it was exposed, you know, because at the end of the day, I care about people more than I care about a surf contest.
You see, Kissed by God is not a surf movie. It's a life and death movie, one that shows how a man battling his own demons of mental illness was still able to achieve greatness, even as his own grip was slipping away to the opioid drug epidemic.
This stuff's real for a lot of people. To see it, someone who's like at the top of the world go through it, and it gives me new perspective on it.
It was moving, and it made me believe more in the power of film to move and have social change.
I know that in his heart, he wanted his legacy to be, he wanted to change kids' lives, you know? He wanted to help kids get off of drugs. He told me that, you know? And I feel like if I don't get that out there, if I don't mention that and let people know that, I've let him down, because he looked me in the eyes and he said that's what he wanted.
Andy's young son, Axel, will no doubt grow up knowing of his father's global surfing legacy. But it's his wife Lindy's work that carries on AI's dreams that Slater talks about, with her Andy Irons Foundation providing programs for young people struggling with mental illness, substance abuse, and learning disabilities. Bringing you the best of California, I'm Brent Weber for California Life.